Romans chapter 8, verse 31.
This is Romans chapter 8, verse 31. What shall we say to these things? If Yahweh be for us, who can be against us? He that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things?
Freely give us all things. It starts first with his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, but real soon the scriptures even say that the meek shall inherit the earth.
Kind.
The earth, the whole planet. Okay, a lot of our people feel like they got shifted, especially those that may see a hard shakedown regarding Donald Trump as far as his new method of gentrification, kicking a lot of our people out of their households or in the ghetto or in the projects or wherever they live, income housing. But there ain't nothing like owning a planet. That's why it comes back onto the Lord. See? Hey, spiritually, even though Drake, he's in the industry, he's in the world, but hey, we're going home. You know, our big brother is coming back to literally take us home, take us back to the Holy Land once it gets cleared out. But before we get there, we got to speak about this. We got to hold on to it and be willing to die for it. Because who knows? If it be the will of the Lord, some of us may not even have to suffer for this as far as be persecuted. We can very well get spiritual power. The same type of spiritual power and then some that Yahweh Shai had. Continue.
Who shall lay anything to the charge of Yahweh's elect? It is Yahweh that justifieth.
It is the Most High that justifieth. So no one can count your faith in the Lord as saying, nah, what you're doing is wrong. They don't know your connection with the Most High. Because that's what it all comes down to. Your faith between the Most High through his son Yahweh Shai, okay, acknowledging Yahweh Shai to get to the Most High Yahweh, okay? No one can come between you, or even us. Just gotta make sure we stay sincere with the Lord in order for when all hell breaks loose, we still keep that connection.
Who shall lay anything to the charge of Yahweh's elect? It is Yahweh that justifieth. Who is he that condemneth? It is Yahweh Shai that died. Yea, rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of Yahweh. Also,
who died, yea, rather, which is risen again. So even if you gotta die, yea, rather, look at how Yahweh Shai was risen up again, regardless of what the lot is. Like the scripture says, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for us.
This is Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
Be thou faithful unto death, the Lord will give us a crown of life to those that may have to suffer in those prisons, meaning detention centers. Because I don't know if y'all even aware of the political game. Not to say that y'all not looking, but it's not imperative for us to see like how the politicians do their thing as far as Donald Trump and this and that. We know they're all set up. But it's on the books that he's going to continue with the same type of torture techniques and methods that George W. Bush was talking about. It's out there, you know? So in regards to that, to us that may have to be in these concentration camps, 10 days, be thou faithful, 10 just represents completion. It can be 10 days, 10 hours, 10 minutes, 10 seconds. But all in all, keep this faith. Don't let no one take this faith from you. Even if you have to die, the Lord shall fight for you and give you a crown of life.
Verse 11. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death.
Meaning the missiles that's going to come. But you got to overcome, meaning take what is given to you, take the punches, roll with the punches, okay, take those and keep on moving forward, regardless of what circumstances are. And as long as you count it all but joy for the sake of salvation, it ain't going to be nothing to sweat. That's roughly paraphrasing as the scripture said.
Romans chapter 8, verse 34.
Revelations 2.
Who is he that condemneth? It is Yahweh Shai that died. Yea, rather, that is risen again. Who is even at the right hand of Yahweh, who also maketh intercession for us.
Meaning speaks on our behalf.
Who shall separate us from the love of Yahweh Shai? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution?
Tribulation, distress, things that make people stressed out. Just hearing bad news can have people bugged and lose their mind. They got a bill that they can't pay, oh, they start tripping. Their boss gives them a pink slip, they start tripping. You know, they get a phone call talking about you gotta appear in court, they start tripping, they start losing. But those type of things, whether it be that or how this government is talking about how they're gonna run down on so-called hate preachers, hate speech, that shouldn't distress us. Tribulation, as far as what's going on in this Third World War, America and Iran and all these other countries talking about their nuclear armament, that shouldn't trip us out.
Or famine?
Or famine. Because best believe famine is coming. A lot of these people running around feasting ungodly pagan customs, Thanksgiving, Christmas, the famine is going to be the thing that's going to check a lot of people. But even in that time of famine, the scripture says that we're not going to be taken away from the Father. Because even the Lord said it, man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that cometh out of the mouth of our Most High Father, Lord God, Yahweh.
Or nakedness?
Or nakedness, okay? Whether someone tries, and this is the thing, you may look at it in the sense of not having clothes, but it's further than that. Because when it comes to this society, everything is surveillance. There's cameras everywhere. So when this government decides to shut shit down, and not even the government, but when the Lord decides to use that as a system to reveal these people onto themselves, the cameras that are everywhere, they may show you in your life, you know, years ago doing whatever. They may pull up arrest records, school records, whatever. Okay, they may show you on camera in certain places that you forgot you was there or whatever. There's cameras everywhere, literally. There's even cameras in people's TVs, watching them as they watch the TV. Cameras in people's laptops, watching them. Cameras in people's phones as they're FaceTiming someone. Even, what was that, Snowden?
Oh, yeah.
He even put it out how the government is watching and monitoring the people.
They said that on your Snapchat, when you snap, it's supposed to go away, but it just said that it never really goes away. Like the government can still hack your phone or whatever and get that picture that you sent. Facebook, I think you mentioned that.
No. That's a good point.
Facebook, you got a lot of people using that Facebook Live and that streaming stuff. That's a mechanism for Esau to basically get into more of your personal life, you know, especially ours. But like how the brother says that the Lord's for us, who can be against us.
They're going to try to use those type of things to condemn us, like how can these people be the prophets and the servants of God? Look at them. Have our face blasted everywhere, trying to paint us as freaking boogeymen.
Or peril, or sword. As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for slaughter.
Killed all the day long, because here it is. When you think about the sheep for the slaughter, the sheep that is about to be put to death, it doesn't fret, it doesn't trip out. It just takes its death patient. Okay? Whether it knows or it doesn't know. They're gonna watch another sheep get put to death and they'll still be in the mentality of, okay, you know, it will accept what's about to happen. Yeah, that's the water, brother. Docile. The water out by Shemal Shah. I didn't mean to get, you know, animalistic and make a noise, but sometimes it takes that to take a picture. Because when you look at what's going on in regards to these people, here it is. Their plans is in the forefront. You know, they're not hiding with it. You know, they're letting it be known that those that believe in this are the enemy. So technically, from the world standards, it looks like we're finished, but because the Lord is in control of everything, that ain't gonna stop shit. Even if someone, like, and this is something like to those that's listening, you know, through the spirit, even to brothers here, y'all brothers here, but even to those that may watch brothers, even if people send death threats at you, the Lord is in control of everything. So it's not something that you gotta fear this government or fear scoffers or scorners. The Lord is in control of everything, and as long as you believe that, especially believe that Yahweh Shai died for our sins to be raised up in glory, even if we die, we're going to be raised up. But the Lord is in control to not let that happen if He doesn't want it to. If you're walking just, if you're walking in the Spirit. See? know that. You got a precept?
Yeah, this is Sirach 2. I'm gonna start at 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Keep that in your mind. Constantly endure. Set your heart aright because temptation is all over around you. All over. Now that doesn't mean immediately that once you start serving the Lord, your life is over and everything is finished. It's letting you know, look, you have salvation waiting for you, but you gotta endure. Temptation is there. Don't be ignorant that the world is surrounded in wickedness. You're gonna be tempted by that wickedness. Whatever life you may have had in the past, it's gonna be revealed onto you that chances are you're wicked. So you're gonna have to fall back from that. But the thing about it is, you gotta constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble. Don't be frantic. Don't be scared. There's a lot of people, they gonna panic and lose their shit once the ball drops, so to speak.
Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
At thy last end. That's what we're looking for. At thy last end. Okay? Not what we did in the past, but at our last end. Because real soon, you see it in the spirit, a lot of people will be screaming, losing. But like a child, in the time of danger, goes to their parent. That's how we are with the Most High, Yahweh. But we use Yahweh Shai to get to it. Oh, hold that right quick. You got a quick we still on use a lot more.
Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power.
Salvation, strength. Okay, there's power that's coming to be revealed within all of those that are the elect. Lord willing, we're part of that. Continue.
Now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his anointing.
Yahweh Shai, the anointed.
For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night.
Cast down regarding these banker families, these satanic priests, okay, that send up prayers to literally try to condemn us to our Father day and night, to try to say that, look, they're not following the law, they're not keeping the law. Forget about them. Take us on to be your people. Okay, that's exactly what Cain had did to Abel, and it's even what Esau tried to do with Jacob. So much more the Edomites, these other nations, but specifically the children of the wicked trying to do with us. That's all this is. It's a mock to the Lord to try to get the Lord to turn his back on us. But like the brother brought out earlier, the Lord ain't never going to forsake us. It's like how the sun and moon do their thing, because the Lord created them to move in their cycle. It's the exact same thing with his people, specifically with his chosen.
I had a precept because you had mentioned that if people give death threats to us, really it's in the power of the Lord's hand to deliver us or to give us up to them being killing us. And like I said, Yahweh Shai went through everything that we go through and that we are going to go through. This is one of the examples. This is John chapter 19, verse 9. It says, and went in. I start at 9 here. It says, and went in again, 8, Salat. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he was the more afraid, and went in again to the judgment hall, and said unto Yahweh Shai, whence art thou? But Yahweh Shai gave no answer. Then said Pilate unto him, speakest thou not unto me? Knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee, and have power to release thee? And that's where a lot of these brothers that get into these concentration camps, that's what a lot of these elites are going to try to say to us. I have power to let you go. I got power to, stop this torture from happening to your child, or I have power to stop you from being tortured. So he says, and this is what Yahweh Shai answered. It says, and Yahweh Shai answered, thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it was given thee from above. Therefore he delivered me unto thee, Salat. Therefore he that delivered me unto thee hath the greater sin.
So it's up to the Most High to let happen whatever's going to happen. That's stable right there. Just little small drops of that milk, because it's basic, but it grows into meat the further you study and research and go into the scriptures and see how the Lord's hand is involved in everything. But as far as those that wish us hurt, the accuser of thy brethren, there ain't shit that they can do to take away our salvation. Lord willing, we're the elect. And I'll even go as bold to even say this with the spirit of Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. There's nothing he can do to take away the Lord's love for his own people. Whether the majority of our people will get cut off and die, Lord willing, with the elect, we don't experience that. But when you think about it, all in all, the Lord loves his people. But the ones that's going to receive that specific love, that salvation, and not taste of the second death, that's going to be the elect that gets blessed with it. Lord willing, we're part of it.
Revelations 12 and 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death.
Love not our lives unto the death, because this is death right here. Ain't nothing there. Here it is. If you don't love your life, if someone's talking about taking your life, it's like you think about it with a female that's, keep on ringing your phone and blowing up your hip. Okay, you look at your device, you got over 100 calls. It's like, damn, I don't really like this chick, man. I just ain't feeling it. If someone takes her away from you, you ain't tripping. Same thing with our life, because it's all vanity. We are here to serve the Lord, as the scripture says. The conclusion of the whole matter is to fear the Lord and keep his commandments to the best of our ability.
This is Revelations 2.
Actually, we're just gonna come to
Yeah,
no, hold that.
Oh, you want that?
Yeah, that's the final.
Oh, I
Got a precept about loving his life. This is Acts chapter 20, verse, start at 22. It says, and now behold, I go bound in the spirit unto Jerusalem, not knowing the things that shall befall me there. I just want to say, and that's how we go. We're prisoners of Yahweh Shai. So we come out here, we're bound in the spirit to come out here and teach to our people. We out here in the open. We don't got like how the Pope got that little glass so he don't get shot at. People want to kill us. Esau wants to kill us. Even our own people want to kill us. But we are bound in the spirit to come out here and prophesy, not knowing what's going to happen to us. But we just trust in the Lord that we're going to come out here and do his works. And the same thing, that's what Paul was saying. It says, say that the Holy Spirit witnessed in every city, saying that bonds and afflictions abide me. And we are abided by bonds and afflictions. Verse 24. But none of these things move me, neither count I my life dear unto myself, so that I may finish my course with joy and the ministry, which I have received of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, to testify the gospel of the grace of Yahweh. So we don't count our lives dear to ourselves. We understand that this life is nothing. We understand that if we get killed doing the Lord's work, that we will be the first ones risen up. We understand that we don't really have anything in this life anyway. Like how Paul said, to die is gain. To go to the spirit world, you don't gotta deal with none of the curses anymore. You know what I mean?
How we was talking about before, they do kill us out here. That seals our electness. If you die for doing the works, that seals your elect right there. So there's nothing to go ahead and die out here.
So like when he says I finished my course, look up that word course. The word is career, because this is a career thing. This is your lifelong. This isn't just some Saturday thing or just some one-on-one with brothers. You got to actually make this your actual occupation, your actual career. You're in the world, what you do for a living. That's what your career is. This is what we're supposed to do for a living. And Paul is saying that I may finish my career. And the only way we get to finish our career is either A, Yahweh Shai comes back, or B, we die doing this. There's no other options. So it says what? I'll read that part again. It says, but none of these things move me, neither count I my life dear unto myself, so that I may finish my course with joy and the ministry which I have received of Adonai Yahweh Shai, to testify the gospel of the grace of Yahweh. Got it.
The grace, even if we have to suffer, that's still grace, because we deserve a lot more when you meditate on it. So no matter what afflictions come, you can go back in Ecclesiastes, the 2nd chapter, and just roll with it. All of this is just a test. Even this upside down weather, you just get numb to it after a while.
Verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
Keep that word cheerfully in mind. Whatsoever is brought upon you. Can you imagine what it was like being a child and you got gifts? as happy as all can be. Whatever happens, even though it's tough, because that's where the scriptures go from being sweet to being bitter. It's that glitch moment, so to speak, to where you go from moving with the mentality of the world to, all right, you dead to this world and living for the Most High Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. To where whatsoever happens to you, whether it's something negative or something positive, you're gonna take it for the sake of the Lord, knowing that that's used to build you up. You know.
For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him.
See, just like how all these precious stones, gold, silver, rubies, they don't just come shining. You gotta put some heat to it, take the impurities off. Exact same thing with us, which our faith is more precious than fine gold, because you can't buy the Holy Spirit. You can't buy salvation.
Simon tried to do it.
Yeah, you know, and he got condemned. You got examples of that, you know. You can't strike a bargain and cut a deal with the Lord for his gift, for his blessing. You know, America can't even cut a deal to get out of this debt crisis that it's in. So when it comes to taking whatever the Lord puts on you cheerfully, you got to keep that in mind. Just like how athletes, they go through the pain, so-called no pain, no gain. Okay, you got to go through the trials and periods to be able to endurance, build your endurance, increase the tolerance in your muscles in order to build muscle, break down in order to build back up. Exactly what this truth is, along with the persecution. But you count it all joy, just like the brother was bringing out earlier beautifully through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. When our hell breaks loose, we're going to rejoice even more exceedingly, because when we were sorrowful in these times now, everyone else was rejoicing. And even Yahweh Shai spoke about that in the Gospel of John. That's it.
Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail.
Okay, don't fear man, but fear the Lord. That's the constant vibration being pushed. Okay, so you don't go aside and don't fall for stumbling blocks. Keep your mind on the Lord and fear him and trust in him.